In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.
What's good, Rob, man?
What's good, man? Staying 10 toes down for the culture, man. You know how we do, man.
That's a fact, man. We gotta keep creating for the culture, for just black culture, American culture, just in totality. Shit going crazy right now, fam.
We got a great one for him today.
Yeah, we got a good conversation for him today. What you think about that intro of Ronald Reagan in the 80s talking about if the aliens attack us, we're gonna unite. We ain't gonna have no choice but to unite and get it together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Fam, I'm hearing Ronald Reagan, but he got such a history of, manipulation. You know what I mean?
Most
that I'm
definitely.
like, I gotta dig more deeper into what he's saying and what they had going on exactly then, but I think he's a pump faker, fam,
Oh yeah. I agree with you. He's pump faking, but the message is accurate though. To me,
Yeah,
the message
definitely about uniting, of course.
because we all disgruntled about money. We got a conversation about the Business Insider today. We got a conversation about Fat Joe today and Cam Newton and all of that. But people always arguing and disputing and fighting over shit that really doesn't even matter at the end of the day. So
Right.
if a alien entity hit, all of that stuff that people talking about right now to just be thrown out the window, fam.
Won't even matter, fam.
Niggas see a 12-foot hot down something.
It'll be survival mode, right? You will want help from any human you can get, fam.
Yeah, we don't care about who black, who white, who this, who that. We don't care who rich, who poor. Man, we got to stand together at the moment. That's the type of time that I was on, man. We was in the background talking about uniting and all of that stuff and helping each other out and coming with ideas that could further our people, so we won't have to work so hard, so we won't have to struggle, so we won't have to even think as much. We just want to be able to live life, man. And I like that conversation we had in the background, man.
For real. Me too,
Yeah.
fam. You don't understand, man. I appreciate it, for real.
Yeah, most definitely. I want to start the podcast off with a hip hop conversation before we get into the foolishness and some of the educational stuff.
Right.
What happened to the hip hop duos, fam? And who is your favorite duo? Hip hop duo, two artists.
Hip hop duo, man. My favorite hip hop duo. Now, I came up, we from the South, so when I think of hip hop duos, the first that I really listened to was the Ghetto Boys. My dad had me on the Ghetto Boys. That's the first one.
That ain't a duo.
Oh, that ain't even a duo. That's a trio.
Yeah, that's a trio.
Oh, so
yeah.
I would have to say Two Live Crew. Two Live Crew was a trio too, though, right?
That might have been a quadruplet. I thought it was four of them niggas on.
Might be right. So a two man, I gotta say Outkast, fam, or UGK. It would have to be UGK or Outkast for me.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put 8Ball and MJG. I like them too, but those three was my top three. It would be UGK, Outkast, and 8Ball and MJG was my.
Okay.
Those was my go-to guys,
Now let's further along. We got the Dog Pound, Daz and
No,
Cobra.
I ain't look at them.
We got
But they on the West, so I'm more,
Mobb
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mobb Deep was nice too. I like them.
The Clips.
But the Clips, right? But it's just certain about them boys from the South, man. I just feel like
that's true.
They got a way bigger name. When you talk about them three duos I just mentioned in the South, is like that's all. If you talk about that, that's all we know.
That's all we know. That's a fact. That's all we. I don't know nothing else, to be honest with you.
We ain't gonna say nobody else because we don't really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clips in them is cool, but that's all we know, fam. Them three right there.
And Clips is mid. Maryland, Virginia is mid South. It's like it's the South and the I don't know. They don't have no identity. I'm gonna tell you what's
they don't really have no geographic. Yeah. They don't have no.
I'm gonna tell you
spot.
what's crazy about living in Charlotte that you might not. Have you ever been here before, fam?
I've been there before, fam. Yep, I've been to Charlotte.
Charlotte doesn't have a culture. It's no identity. I know they're gonna kill me. People from Charlotte might kill me for saying this. It's no identity. It's Charlotte and it's a South state, but they call it North Carolina. It's a Southern state, but they call it North Carolina. They embrace New York ideology. This is like baby New York in the South. It's the second biggest banking city in the United States. You got more New Yorkers here than you got Charlotte people. So when I think of Charlotte, I mean North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, they don't have no cultural identity like a Florida, a Tennessee, a Georgia, a California, a New York, like the hot spots. You know what I'm saying? This is different, but what's cool about it is that if you embrace multicultural people and different identities, it's cool to live here. But you got to understand it doesn't have a culture like where we are from. Like we Southern down South boys. So when you move here, you have to embrace everything. Because
it's a lot of different New York culture there, and it's like a whole bunch of.
It's a gumbo, basically. They don't have they don't. When you think of Charlotte niggas, what you think of?
When I think of Charlotte niggas, I think of P.D. Pablo.
And he ain't even from Charlotte.
That's crazy. I'm saying, okay, well, when I think of North Carolina, I don't think of an accent. Like everywhere else in the South. Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Texas, Alabama. Cause I went to a black school, fam. I went to Bethune-Cookman College. So I ran across a lot of people from a lot of different areas, and we all can tell accents from the South. But in North Carolina, I can't
identify with the accent.
I can't identify with an accent where I could say you are North Carolina. Like that's how people from North Carolina talk. You know what I'm saying?
Or Virginia. You can't do that with
Virginia. Yeah, it's like I don't know where you from. Now when Chief Keef came out, this was when I was like, the South is everywhere. Cause when I first heard Chief Keef, I was like, man, he gotta be from somewhere down south. Just the whole, and he wasn't from Chicago. This was when I was like, dang, it's changing now.
Well, you know, Chicago. I'm gonna be honest with you, like. And I don't know if people from Chicago will agree with this. And if y'all watching this episode, we're gonna get back to the duo conversation because I got a clip. I got a clip for that. But I just love the conversation. If you think about Chicago, I don't know if this happens in Florida, but me living in North Carolina and me being from Tennessee, people from New York drop straight down 85 and move to North Carolina, and
4 hours away. Yeah.
If you listen to podcasts and people talk, they have their family from North and South Carolina. It's just like a pipeline. If you think about Memphis, straight up and down to Chicago, it's a pipeline. It's like half their family live in Memphis people family live in Chicago, and Chicago people, you know what I'm saying, they live in Memphis and Mississippi. It's just a pipeline, those straightaway highways that people go to or whatever. So I can understand how those folks will have some sort of Southern dialect and influence from Chicago because them in Memphis have close ties. And if somebody say that I'm capping, they capping. Or they never been to Tennessee before. They just lying. Yeah, but let's get back to the duo conversation, fam. The reason I said, the reason I wanted to talk about that is because Pusha T and Malice was having a conversation. I want to know if this is even of your interest.
There are no duos in rap today, and lyric-driven hip-hop lives. And you will get to see how hip-hop and street hip-hop matures for the past, I mean, we've been at it, it's been 15 years since we dropped the album, and we've been at it since 98, 9, whatever it was. But, you know, I think people are gonna just witness greatness, man.
He said, lyric-driven hip-hop isn't dead. You haven't heard from a duo in a decade. Two rappers just going back and forth bars for bars. A duo in a decade. Last duo we probably heard was probably Kanye and Jay-Z on Watch the Throne. And they ain't
we had Dolphin. What's Dolphin? The other dude name with Dumb and Dumber.
Key Glock. That's a fact. You got
Key
me.
Glock.
Yeah, you got me. That was a good duo too, boy. They was hard too. Pause. But they was hard. Dumb and Dumber was hard. And
that was the last one I remember. I don't know nobody else. You know what I mean? Who dropped something that was big? I mean, significant.
Yeah, but 15 years, the Clips coming back duos, and Clips always had phenomenal production because if you look at their career, they only got beats from Pharrell or Kanye West throughout their whole career,
Right.
so their production is up to par. But I want to ask you, is that something that the game is missing, fam, that needs to come back? Like more everybody want to be independent, solo, get the money for themselves. Do groups need to come back? Like, you see how excited we was for the Hot Boys when they return? Is that I know folks get disgruntled about the money, but do we need to see more groups in R&B, rap, and duos and stuff, or just keep it the same way it is?
I think, man, I'm biased to that because I grew up in that era of, you know, groups and stuff like that. But the reason why I feel like they're coming back is because if they're seeing the interest of these rappers on how they were back in the days, and if you had an influence on the 80s babies back then, we still around, we still like music, you can go perform. Jeezy just did a show in Jacksonville here. Big, turned out, everybody showed out. So I feel that if you was an old rapper, it's a big audience for you. You know what I mean? So the Clips, they're probably looking at it as it's a lot of rappers, older rappers that's coming out and doing their thing and selling out arenas and stuff. So you will be a fool, man, to not want to reharness what you had started and get more, you know what I'm saying, get more acclimated with fans that you didn't get that's out right now. They may be doing good right now. They probably were struggling back then when you was trying to rap, but now, you know, they're in a different circumstance. So that's what I feel it is, fam. I feel it's really, people want it. People want that old 90s rap, that old 2000 rap.
To be honest with you, I don't got nothing against the young artists or whatever though, but they miserable. When I listen to Rod Waves and niggas, the young niggas, they depressed. They ain't happy. Right. They talking about killing themselves. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. I hope the show still get monetized behind this. But
right, you know, shadow band.
Yeah, I might have to that out this 13 minutes in. So they just miserable, man, and people want to hear quality, people happy, people making music that makes them want to go get some money, make them want to go get to work and be motivated. And that's what the Jeezys in the early 2000s brought. Like the artists now that's the most significant, the J. Cole's, the Kendrick Lamar's, the Drakes, they almost 40 now. Future, I seen him down in Miami at the Rolling Loud last week, killing shit. He 41 years old, fam. Ageism is over. You can't just say a nigga ain't shit because his age no more. You know what I mean? I don't like him. He too old. I don't want to hear that. That's over with now, I think.
Yeah, no, I think it's an era where music was at its most influential time. Like that's a peak. Now we in the listen. If hip hop is a stock right now, it's going down as far as like new rappers. But people who were been in the game, I think their stock. They cemented themselves in the game from coming out in this certain time. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion.
Let's close that conversation out with that. I like that take. I gotta clip that up. If hip hop was a stock, that was a good analogy of the whole thing. If hip hop was a stock, it's going down right now, and nobody cares about what's going down at the moment. They want to go back in time to when it was at its peak, so they can feel good. We closing it out with that. We're closing it out with that. Thank you for that take, fam. I want to get into something. This might be a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I want to talk about men, and it ain't got nothing to do with relationships and shit though. But you know what I'm saying? How black men are perceived in the world, and how black men are like used up.
Yeah.
They only look at us as something. I don't know, like females' perception of us is kind of damaging to us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was a lady on Nick Cannon's show, and she spoke about what people value in a man. And I'm just gonna play the clip, man, because it's interesting. Let's do it.
The greatest crimes perpetuated against black men specifically is the level to which their humanity and their hearts have been devalued, diminished, and dehumanized, and that they have become doing machines. The greatest value a black man has, in many instances, is what he can do for somebody. Right. And how he can do it, and how much he can do it, and how much he earns doing it. I mean, I hear it and see it among young people in the relationships. You know, oh, you're going to get my nails done, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. Right. You know, they've been demeaned and devalued and dehearted. Right. To the point where they value themselves based on what they can do. Fix it, get it, make it happen. And no place have I seen in our world does anybody tell black men how to be with themselves, how to be true to themselves, how to be with their feelings, how to be with their heart. You know, it's criminal. So what happens is then they begin to do the things that are expected of them, and that's how they're evaluated. And then if they can't do that anymore, whether it's the job or pay the mortgage or whatever, then they're just cast off like socks in the corner. Right. One of the greatest kryptonites for a man in general, black men specifically, is the feeling, the belief, the treatment that he is somehow inadequate. And when you devalue a man, he's going to feel inadequate. When you dehumanize him, when you deheart him, so then where does he go with that? Right. He's inadequate, and he doesn't serve a purpose because he can't do what you need him to do to make you feel better about yourself.
What's the purpose? What's the point?
What's the point? And that's why we have these incredible rises in suicide. Where in the world do we see them lifted, honored? I don't want to say respected. And here's what I hear in the back of my mind. So let me just go ahead and deal with it. Black women saying, well, look what they do. And look how they are. And look what they do, you know. And we unwittingly participate in the emasculation, the dehumanization, the devaluation, and the disheartening of black men because they didn't do it the way we wanted them to do it.
Let me give her some, fam. She deserves some hand claps, fam. She deserves
That was deep. That was deep, fam. That was deep.
And when you think about what she just said, what comes to your mind, fam? I'm gonna tell you what comes to mind after you tell me what comes to your mind.
What comes to my mind when I hear what she said is, fam, it's two type of experiences, and me and you come from the same kind of background, right? Because I was talking to one of my partners, and he wasn't in the streets really coming out, and I went to a college, but when I went to that college, I kind of got into the streets and was kind of wanting to make money. And the treatment I was getting, because I was, you know, was perceived of making money and making moves and could have fresh clothes, fresh shoes. My experience with women was different from a lot of people. You get what I'm saying? I was more kind of the guy that, was easy access. It wasn't, women kind of,
Wasn't a
he's one of
struggle.
the guys. Yeah, so when I look at it, I'm more of a person because I passed down a lot because to me it was kind of more like like who like you, but guys in the streets don't really be, we kind of just trying to do our thing.
And they ain't
We're
pressed.
focused on the bag,
Yeah,
huh?
they ain't pressed about all of that.
Yeah, we ain't on all of that really like that. So other guys are more pressed with, because I don't know, but they were more pressed on just the women aspect. I guess was more sold on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When men with money used it kind of as fun. We have fun. It's a good time. We trying to live. You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you. But the what you think about the aspect of her saying that, it's crazy that you say that about men that's getting the bag because it's more. You don't have to do nothing for it because the woman has the perception that you already has it. But
Exactly.
what you think about the perception that she said of men not being valued without it?
That is big, and I think that's very true too. It's very true too when you're not valued without it. But yeah, you're not valued at all because you at the bottom. You got to think about it. We at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to races.
Yeah.
So their perception is us black men kind of don't even value black men that don't got money. I remember there were guys in the streets. If you wasn't getting money in the streets, they didn't want you around them.
Yeah, that's true.
At a point, I was like that, bro. If you wasn't making no moves and was on the playing level that I was on, I don't need that energy around me. And I think that could be bad and harmful. Like, we can't really be grading and rating people by how much money they can make and what they can bring to the table. But
Yeah.
that's a society thing. And I don't think it's just women. You know what I mean? I think men was on that too. You get what I'm saying?
The way you present this, you make me want to get into the Cam Newton conversation after I give my take because I got to get into that Cam Newton. Because it is wrong to perceive somebody as not valuable. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have material items or they don't have fast cash or whatever. But I'm going to speak about my experience and my take on this for a little second. It's periods of time in my life where I had substantial amount of money and I went broke.
Right.
And I got right back up to more money than I ever seen before in my life. And I went back broke. I done got up, fell off, got up, fell off. It's just a repetitive cycle. I've never been up or down my whole life. It's always a topsy-turvy. So I already know that whatever God planned for me it's going to be times where I'm going to be up. It's going to be times where I'm going to be down. But I realized that the people's perception of me changed during those times. You know what I'm saying? And there was a period of time in my life where I had to be alone, and this kind of what transferred me. We talked about veganism on your platform, and this what kind of transformed me and my mind to veganism too, because I needed a clear mind to be able to think, to be able to appreciate who I was and not, you know what I'm saying? Not let people's way that they view me affect me. And I really don't care about nobody's thoughts of me now. And I know that I'm valuable. I don't need nobody else to tell me. I don't need no woman to tell me. I don't need no money to feel valuable. I am valuable because of my experiences, my knowledge, the things that I've been through, the things that I've seen. Right. It's a blessing for me to still be breathing. So when I think about that, I just want to tell men that, this is a 5%er thing. I'm not a 5%er, but the one thing that I tell men to do is no matter how much money you got, no matter where you at in life, no matter what you do, it's always going to be valuable to seek knowledge of self, knowledge of who you are, and knowledge of what you will accept. That's what I got to say about that, fam.
No, man, you hit it right on, man. You hit it right on. But a lot of brothers struggle with that. having it, not having it, and that perception. They don't see it like that, you know?
Yeah, some folks will
At
end
all.
up hurting somebody because, dang, you was just riding with me. When I was helping you out, you was well. They'll smoke somebody behind that. The changes of dealing with that if they don't have knowledge of self and if they don't value themselves.
Exactly.
So they gotta they gotta be able to understand that and get alone and get in your head about what you will value and what you will accept, man. Let's get into the Cam Newton situation, man, because I think this coexists with what we talking about.
I never went to a strip club for women. I always went to strip clubs for guys.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You went to a strip club?
No, did it? I'm a competitor. I wasn't going to spend no money if I didn't see nobody else spending money. As soon as I seen somebody thinking that they got money, okay, you spending 5, I'm going to spend 6. If you going to spend 10, I'm going to spend 15. Okay. And then we're going to have a rain off.
Yeah, I love it.
So
that's how you do that in Onyx.
So that's my whole thing. It's like I don't go to strip clubs for chicks, even though I want decoration. I was a competitor, still am a competitor to think like, nigga, you think you got it, but you don't got it. That 15 that you making, I'ma spend my 15 and I'ma make it back easy. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing.
Just to say this story, because I got this story on you.
Talk to me.
At Onyx, you was at the top. You said these exact same fucking words.
Straight up.
You said, "Oh, he want to play. I got it. I'm having it. I'm gonna make this back tomorrow."
You know, a lot of conversations that Cam Newton been having on his platform lately been exposing his behavior and the way he thinks about things, fam. And I like Cam Newton. Hell of a guy.
I like it.
Quarterback.
I respect it because I think it's some truth in it. I think it's some truth in what he's saying. I feel like there are guys that do that for sure.
But is that healthy behavior?
It's unhealthy 100%.
Yeah.
But you know, I never been in nothing like that, you know, but I remember when I was going to Miami, the Club Rolex, and as a neighborhood, you know.
Talk to him and give me the story, fam.
Yeah, as a neighborhood, we from Fort Lauderdale, right? In Miami right there, you know, everybody in Miami know about Fort Lauderdale, but we kind of like Broward County. It's kind of a difference, but we right there. So we would always want to go to the club and let them know that we was the money makers up here in Broward. Like, we the ones that's really shaking. So we would go there and we, you know, where they from? We Lauderdale, we throwing the L. So I understand where he coming from, but we did it as a group of people just coming in a whole nother, you know, territory, just trying to let everybody know about where we come from, how we get money. It was stupid behavior, number one. Stupid as hell. But I can understand where he coming from. Now, I wouldn't do that personally with people. We wouldn't go there personally like he talking about. This was just an instance, like, you know, this is a Miami club and we from Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. And we just want to, you know, let everybody know that.
Representation. Young men representing as a group. I understand that.
Yeah, fam.
You was younger back then also.
Younger.
Okay.
Yeah, very younger. We ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
You know, I heard Cam call women decoration. That was kind of that was crazy. That was crazy. I'm gonna give you a little bit about me in strip clubs, fam. I only been to a strip club one time in my life.
No.
And it was,
man, I wish I could say that, fam.
It was my cousin. It was his what is it called? Bachelor party.
Okay.
And I ain't even throw nothing. Nothing. I drunk a beer and ate some wings and looked at them do their thing and I left. You know, I'm from Tennessee, man. I'm from Tennessee. When you think of Tennessee, what you think of when it comes to male and women interaction? I
think of pimping, fam. I think of pimping. I think of, like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
music.
You ain't on the culture then. Yeah, you know the culture.
Yeah. You know, Memphis, Houston, you know, I think of that.
And I ain't even from Memphis. I'm from Knoxville originally. So, but the pimping, I wasn't a pimp. It's just that I understood pimp's ideology. And I never wanted to be a trick. It's just not my behavior. Right. I don't compete with men. I think that's a homosexual behavior. That's a homosexual behavior. If you ain't doing it and getting paid for it, in a sport as an athletic professional thing, competing with you on the streets, who got the freshest car, my fit cuter than yours, my car cuter than you, my girl better than you, that's homosexual behavior to me. Just that's to me. And then in the strip club, throwing money at women, I know that could be like a stimulus package for the community to the girls or whatever though, but it's a bad way to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bad way to do it. I'd rather do it in a different way, because she ain't doing nothing but taking that money back home and contributing to the person who she really love. You know what I'm saying? So I just never, my brain can't compute throwing $50,000 at a girl or $20,000 at a girl. It can't compute. I can't even go with you and do it, fam. If you got the money, I just can't do it. I don't know why. It's just, it seemed like some tricking behavior, some sucker behavior. I don't know, but
it is. It is, fam. It is. We gotta call it what it is. It is sucker behavior. It is a trick kind of behavior. I mean, if you're doing it for women, I mean, we used to it was kind of a fun escape. We kind of more having fun. We ain't trying to go in there and flood, you know. We just, it's an area of, see, in Miami down here, you will go to a strip club like a regular club. There's not regular clubs like that. Everything is pretty much strip clubs.
Yeah, it's a way of life down there.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like do regular stuff at a strip club. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
so it's guys that go to the club and they ain't spending no money at all. They just having a beer, like you saying. They ain't in that. But the street guys was the guys that was like, you know,
competitive.
I ain't even gonna say competitive. They was just down in Florida. I don't think it was no competition at all. I think it was just stupidity. It's we just throwing away. You know what I mean? We just trying to live for the moment and look like something, man. We all, you know, everybody broke.
Yeah.
We come from a broken mentality, so it's like we just doing stupid stuff, man. I wish I could take it all back, man. If I could tell my 18-year-old self, I would have never spent no money in strip clubs, man. You know,
I don't. That is different, man. Like, but it's different cultures. Cam Newton is from Atlanta. You from Florida. Y'all from the mecca of strip clubs.
Exactly.
I just don't understand it, fam. But you know what I mean? Salute to Cam Newton.
For real.
Salute to Cam Newton. And I know the ladies love it. The ladies, that's all they want is material items and men with money. I know the ladies love it, but
but he probably still doing that. See, it's okay if you know what I'm saying, you got caught in it, you live and you learn, but Cam Newton is almost 40 right now. Yeah. And if you feel like that, but you're still doing that to this day, is lame.
And that's cocky behavior, like to be competing with men, and he's saying, if you throw 15, I'm gonna throw 20. If you throw 40, I'm gonna throw 50. You know, he was an NFL player, and some people perceived that he was a rich NFL player. But like we was talking about earlier, man, a nigga on the bench in the NBA is making more money than a starting quarterback in the NFL. And that's just, it is what it is. You don't want one of them NBA niggas to come up in that club and pull that black card out and tell Cam Newton was popping. You buy 10 bottles, they buy 100. You throw 50, they throw 100. Then take all your women, and then your ego is crushed.
It's crushed. Like Cam Newton couldn't survive in there with Big Meats. You think what them boys was spending in there? That'll make you look like a peon.
He can't.
Like Cam gotta stop it. It's like it's people that'll make you look like a peon, bro. Yeah. Where you will go broke trying to prove a point for no reason.
He can't. If Steph Curry and LeBron come in there, I know they married men or whatever. But if they come in there and throw $1 million out the sky, then it's over with.
For real, fam.
When Diddy was out, he threw the $1 million at the
in Miami. I think he did it.
$1 million in the air.
Him and Rick, he was Rick Ross.
Rick Ross, and QCP. $1 million.
Yep.
So that ego, sometimes you gotta humble yourself. That's all I want to say on that topic.
Definitely, fam.
Sometimes you gotta. Let's get into the Lil Baby conversation. Did you see the interview?
I seen that. I had to, because I didn't like the pictures. That made me really, because I like Lil Baby, man. For real, I like them. But when I seen them pictures, I can't condone or push any kind of behavior that's not, it don't sit well with me and my ancestor beliefs. I can't push it. You know?
I feel you. I feel you. Me, I feel you on that topic too. But did you hear the part of the conversation where he was talking about Kendrick Lamar? And
yeah.
Okay.
I heard that.
What you think about Lil Baby's music over the time? Like, has it declined, or is it getting better, or what do you think about him as an artist as a whole?
I think it's regular. I think he was hot when he came up. I think this is pretty much how the game goes with people. I don't think, his music isn't as enticing to me as it was when he came out. Once you further yourself from the streets, you kind of further yourself from the connection from people that are from the streets. Like, I can't really connect from dudes from the streets. I'm not in the streets anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do other things. So it's like, my mind, even talking to them right now, it won't connect. And I think that's what Baby going through. His money high, he getting investments, he's doing all this. So you can't talk on a basic level like that to these people anymore.
That's true. I agree with that. That is different. Once you get to a certain extent financially and you trying to do things, didn't he just get a Harvard degree or something like that?
Right.
Or was that fake? I don't know if it was fake or real, but he just got a doctorate or whatever from Harvard, and he's reaching different levels, but his subject matter hasn't changed. That's something that I talk about in music, and when I talk about my music, the difference from Trevor in his 20s to Trevor at 42, 43. If you listen to my music that I was creating in my 20s, it was a wild, rambunctious, crazy. You'll be like, nah, this ain't even the same person that you talking to now, because you didn't know me then. So if you listen to that music then, you be like, nah, he was wild. I was rapping. I'm gonna tell you something that I don't take credit for. I was rapping about trapping and hustling blatantly before anybody. And I can prove it to you, fam, by sending you a link to one of my albums that came out in 2002. And you'll be like, nah, this nigga was crazy. And now my life is totally transformed to where I'm talking about blessings and living life and investments and health and what to do with your finances and all of that. But the world has totally changed, though. You know what I'm saying? And I've totally changed and embraced change. So it's just an interesting thing to listen to Lil Baby talk. But I'm going to go ahead and play this clip, fam, from him and the Charlemagne conversation, and we're going to chop it up.
Okay.
What was your reaction when you heard Kendrick mention you in Not Like Us? He said Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up in reference to Drake. What did you think when you heard that?
I ain't really into like that side of hip hop. So I don't really,
But you and Drake always had a good relationship. I mean, Drake helped you a lot.
Great relationship.
Yeah.
So, you kind of like, it's just with any situation, like, if you and him was arguing, what the hell you gonna say, man?
Like, don't bring you in it.
Yeah, man, I don't be having nothing to do with it. I be having, not saying whatever they got going on ain't real or nothing, but I feel like, to me, like, rapping and shit be my work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't want that type of shit at work. You know what I'm saying? That's what, like, even you saying, like, what's your relationship with Gunna? I ain't here, I ain't in it for that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that.
Well, I brought that up just because of the music, the music aspect of it. Because, people, y'all made hits together.
Listening to Lil Baby talk about he ain't really into that side of hip hop. And I got it's crazy. I got the LA hat on, you got the Toronto hat on. So that's kind of crazy with the beef to Kendrick and that conversation of Kendrick and Drake beef. But when I think about the South and us being from the South, and Baby saying he ain't into that. That ain't our culture. That ain't our way of handling business, beefing. It done been beefs from the South.
Rap beef? You mean rap beef? Yeah.
Rap beef battling. Battle rap back and forth. We don't freestyle. None of that. We don't do battle raps and beef rap. You don't heard like that's a New York and LA thing. You know what I'm saying? Or
exactly.
That's not really a thing that we embrace. because it can get crazy down here because the gun law is different. You know.
Yeah, and it's hospitality. Southerners, man, we have hospitality. We have, we really be having the respect. And it's just different morals down here. But I think it was some battle rap from the South. I think it was with Dr. Dre and Uncle Luke, from what I remember. When I was coming up.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a beef between them that got settled. But yeah, what I'm saying is we ain't known for the South, but what do you think about beefing in the West, in the New York? Do you feel like that's where it started? Who would you say originated that rap beef?
To me, it's before Rock. It's Roxanne Shante and other people from the 80s. But what really, to me, started hip hop beef that made it explode was MC Shan and I done forgot Buddy name. He a legend though with The Bridge Is Over, The Bridge Is Over. Pop, pop. You know who I'm talking about.
Is it Nubian I know.
I'm going to Google his name. The Bridge Is Over. It's what's Boogie Down Productions. I'm going to get killed for this because I proclaim to be a hip hop historian, and KRS-One and MC Shan. That's what made me, understand that rap beef. And that was New York on New York. That was Queensbridge against the Bronx, or Brooklyn against, you know what I'm saying? It was boroughs against boroughs. So they started that. When the South, I don't think that we on that type of time, fam, to be honest with you. We just want some money. No. We want some money to have a better life to get out the street. Really.
That's what it is, man, and live good and have some acres, and that's what the South dudes want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I respect the battle rapper. I respect them.
Me too. They fight for what they want to. I don't want to have to fight, though. I just want to get the money, fam.
Right.
I just want the money.
That's a Southern thing, man. Like even Lil Baby mannerism.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look at that's how I was when I was younger. I didn't really want to talk a lot. I didn't start talking a lot till I got older, you know. But I was like that. Didn't want to talk a lot. Didn't want to be around. Didn't want everybody to know everything.
And want to take pictures and all that old type stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I see he resembles me in how I was as a youngster, man. So I like Lil Baby,
Let's get into another thing that went viral, but this is from a different interview. He did an interview with Charlamagne the God, and he did one with Lil Yachty. And I wonder why he's doing this press run right now. And it must be an album on the way or something like that, or some music, because we never heard Lil Baby talk. But this is the clip from the Lil Yachty interview that went viral.
Play certain type games. Yeah. So even I see certain shit, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I just say it.
See the comedy.
Push up on me with it. You know what I'm saying? See how that go. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really get into it. Like,
yeah.
What I'm arguing and say. You feel me? Some days I get on my bullshit. I'm like, I'm gonna start commenting on nigga shit. I'm just start going. But I don't really got too much time to put into that.
Not you.
You know what I'm saying? Like. Even the whole Mike Rubin thing.
I was just gonna say.
Like,
I was just about to say.
Bruh, I don't play with niggas, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, on no funny, weird shit. You feel me? I'm dapping Kuzman up. And Mike happy to see me. He run up on me.
Right.
I got 10 other pictures. We down there. We start down there. Bam, I'm telling his ass, Mike, I'll slam your ass on your neck. I'll break your neck in this. But we play like that. They white, so they don't really understand how I understand. Like, even when the picture came out before it went viral, I told them, like, Mike, I can't have pictures like that. Right. Even though me and you playing, bro, it's 100 people at the party. We in the middle of 100 people. There's nothing weird we could be doing in a party.
Right.
With all these people watching us.
Right.
But I know how small people's brains is, and then I already be knowing how much of people want to say something bad to me, bro. I literally, when that picture came out, I literally made Mike Rubin go to his security camera in his house, go to the footage and get the whole time. I just never, I ain't even gonna post that shit on there.
Those pictures, man, was wild at that time, because to me, that kind of hurt his perception of being a super tough guy. Because he was around Dirk. We see what situation Dirk in right now. He was around Gunna. We see what Gunna went through with the going to jail and all of that. Who he been around his
Young Thug.
He did some music with somebody that died also. Like he was in the midst of the streets a lot, and people perceive Lil Baby to be like one of the leaders in street culture and making good high quality street music. Then when we seen that picture, even though, you know, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", fam. 215, 220 pounds. So ain't nobody gonna be running up on me from the back hugging me like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm smiling and shit like that. It's a different view that you gonna get. But I understand being somebody that's 5'7", and somebody just rushing you and hugging you and taking a picture and stuff like that can come out. But that was a bad look for his image, to be honest with you. That was a bad look. Man. That was a bad look. I think he lost.
I didn't like it, man. But, and I don't even think Lil Baby is on that time. I think it was more of a, let's have him look like that. And that's what I thought at first, because I don't think willingly he would just go out and take a picture like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Most definitely. I don't think so neither. It's just an interesting conversation. But salute to Lil Baby, man. I hope he creates some phenomenal music, because I feel as if his last few singles been lackluster because they haven't been versatile. I like him as an artist. I like I can't say I like his production, because the last 5 songs sound like one big song to me. I feel like artists need to, back to what we was talking about at the top of the podcast when it came to a period in time. The Rick Rosses, the Jeezys, that 05 era, the artists, if they drop 5 songs, it'll be one for the girls, one for the ballers, one for the experiences, one for the dope boys, one for the money getters, one for the education, one for my father dying and my mom and all of this old type stuff. We have one for the niggas with the fancy cars. It wouldn't be one song. Like the 5 songs sound like all of them sound exactly the same. Do you feel like this era doing that type shit?
Yeah, fam. But you know why? You hear what he said. He said he look at this as a job. See, when artists came out, like you say, the Jeezys and the Raws, them guys, they was expressing a way of life. It's 2 totally different, you know what I mean, angles.
Ooh, you killed that shit right. I'm sorry, fam. I stopped you in your tracks, but the way of life is not a job. Keep going, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I feel when I hear Lil Baby. I just don't see the passion of him really want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? I just think he doing it for the money. And it's like, when you do it like that, it just don't have that passion in it. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you remember his story with Young Thug had to pay to get him off the streets to go to the studio. Young Thug was giving him $20,000, say, it ain't worth it, man. Just come to the studio with me and record a couple songs. Heard $20,000. That's what you gonna make tonight anyway, nigga. Or in the next 2 days, just come to the studio, hang out with me, and make a couple of songs. He was paying to get him off the streets to do music, and then other people started paying him, and he started making millions off of it just to stay away. But that ain't really what he was into. That ain't really what he wanted to do. He really wanted to be in the street. So he looking at it as a job, a way to create finances instead of an artistic way. And people, what's crazy about this also, people appreciate what's popular and what's making money, and they really don't appreciate the artists and the creativity, the creators, the people that's really creating. Like, to me, and I know I'm talking about myself, but my perception of my music, I think that I make better music than a lot of artists, fam. A lot of I make better
because
music.
You care, right? You feel like you writing it, you into the production. It's like when you talk about the engineering of it, you know what I mean? I can't say an artist is good or he really loves doing it if he's just patchworking. He getting the lyrics from over here. He just getting the beats, and you just putting your name on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's artwork. You know what I'm saying? To me, fam.
I feel the same way about this podcast that we doing and the conversations that me and you have been having.
Right.
For me, it's not a popularity contest. I don't care if I get 1 million views. I just hope I touch one person's soul. I don't care if my music blow up and I become famous from being a rapper. I just want to touch one person's soul. Me, I try to create the best piece of art. So it'll last the test of time. And if one day somebody want to come and invest in my creativity or in our creativity and anything that we doing, then so be it. And I will embrace it and try to get some money from it. But I'm trying to create the best piece of art, and that don't be appreciated in comparison to what's popular. That shit interesting. Right. That shit crazy.
It is.
That shit crazy. Let's get you ready to get in. Now, talk to me about the Fat Joe conversation, because I seen you had a post on your channel and it was doing numbers right off top. I said, damn, they on my boy shit heavy.
Heavy, huh? Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Salute to everybody that watch my boy channel.
For real. So, me, I always try to put in, I try to fight for the culture and try to put this cancellation in play, because I feel like for us to proceed, we're going to have to eliminate people that are polluting the culture. We're going to have to cancel them. We're going to have to do something to let everybody know we ain't standing for this in the culture.
Yeah.
For too long we've been pushed around. So in this video, I was just watching Fat Joe, man. I just seen it, and I didn't know about the FBA. It was my first time seeing it.
I'm gonna break that down for you too, because I heard you say that in the video. But keep going though.
That was my first time hearing Fat Joe speak about the FBA. I didn't know about it, but once he heard it, and I heard him mention that word, radical. I'm a reader, fam. You get me? I like to read. I like to understand, and when he said that word, I already did research on how society tried to make our black groups, the Black Panther Party, anything that we started, they tried to turn it into make it seem like it was a radical group where they racist, they try to hurt people. And that's the first thing I thought about. So I already took it as a political play from just my research and what I'd done for my culture. So that's how I took it, man, and it touched me. Just the fact that somebody would say that. And I don't know if they was radical or not.
Now,
I'm just saying, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what the FBA is. And salute to Tariq Nasheed.
Right.
Before we get into the clip, if people don't know what the Foundational Black Americans is, Tariq Nasheed tried to create something for black people to be able to get reparations, because we will not be able to get reparations based upon identifying ourselves as black people. That's not a people. That's a color. A people is Irish people, Caucasian people, Mexican people, Spanish people, Chinese people, Japanese people, the Australians, the people from London, the French people, you know what I'm saying? Black is not a people. White is not a people. So you have to create something to identify with. Foundational Black Americans is not an organization or a group. It's a people. It's who we are as black people. The people that are foundationally from, my fault, y'all, I'm on that good butter Cabernet. Foundational Black Americans, who's originally, the black people who's originally from this place. So we can get something for our hard work, for the 400 years of slavery, for us creating country music, creating rock music, creating a light bulb, creating all type of shit. You know, they other races and other people say they tired of hearing us talk about what we've done and what we've created, but we're going to keep talking about what we've done and what we've created until we're compensated for it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Hockey. We created hockey.
Yeah, we created all sorts of shit. So listening to Fat Joe, and I like what you said too about the radical conversation, because I didn't know the definition of radical, to be honest with you, and I like to learn, and you taught me something, fam. But Foundational Black Americans is a people. It's not a group or organization. And this nigga talking about, did you see their leader? Let's get into the clip.
These rumors were made by radical black racists. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican. don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who are these guys?
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean...
The FBA, Foundational Black Authority, whoever the fuck these broke niggas is. I'm just keeping it a buck. And their shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, your leader? Yo, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. Yo, bro. Far as I know, we're at Yankee Stadium right now, and it's hip hop's 50th birthday. And the guy who invented it, Grandmaster Flash, my brother carried his crates. My babysitters made up let me hear you say ho. It's two girls, twins, used to babysit me. They made up, let me hear you say ho. So they have a big problem, these guys, right? So they're against anybody who ain't with them. So this ain't a popular message. This ain't what everybody's saying. We might be giving them too much light right here is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
So there's a small minority to get on them Twitters and they running it up. We got a fucking Looney Tune like your man Lord Jamal, who's a fucking Looney Tune.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a loony bin, right? We just said that the drug of choice is attention. It's this and this and that. They get a guy who, he was a legend. He's brand Nubian.
Right.
And he's the wackest nigga in the crew, to be clear. But now, this nigga might be like trying to get lit, trying to say anything. The world's flat, the this, that, anything to go viral. I just told you I stopped my shit because I go too viral. I'm scared. I'm too viral.
Right. I think we in the information era, and some people just they see so many paths, they decide to pick one, and some of them ain't the most popular ones. So, they just.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that this opinion comes from a tribe.
Right.
It comes from a group of people that hate everybody but them.
Do we got proof that these people hate everybody?
Nah, he don't got proof at all. But it sounds political to me, fam. I ain't gonna hold you. It sounds political to me. I don't understand why he would even come out the blue and just talk about them. We didn't say nothing because that documentary just came out, the hip hop
by Tariq Nasheed. Yeah.
By Tariq Nasheed. I think it came out a couple weeks ago or something like that. But whatever. I just don't see the need for him really to do that other than a political agenda.
Tariq Nasheed is from California, and Fat Joe also has backed Kamala Harris also. And it could be something to do. I'm just assuming right now.
FBA, Lord Jamar said that they voted for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Lord Jamar said. He felt like, Trump was going to give him something. And he's with them. So I could probably see how the problems is at politically. But I definitely agree with black people getting their own, saying that we started this. We were the makers of this. Like, we need that. We got to have that.
We got to identify as something other than black. Who are we as a people? Black folks won't, if you vote for the Democratic Party, you got to agree with it because you're always wanting something. You know what I'm saying? So we got to identify with something if we want to obtain reparations. Because if we don't identify with nothing, then we'll never get nothing. But, I want to talk about, did you hear a couple of months ago when Fat Joe called Latinas coons for voting for Trump? He said they coons. He was calling his own people coons. He been blasting black people. He been blasting his own people. He just been talking a lot. And he's saying that the drug of choice is attention. And it seems like he just want to get on these platforms and just spew lies and bullshit, fam. And I used to fuck with Fat Joe because he used to have good stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? About Big Pun and him and Noriega and all of that. When Drink
He's
Champs.
a storyteller.
Yeah.
He's a storyteller.
But them stories have become lies and cap and offensive shit. And you know, I don't even blame Fat Joe for what he's saying and doing.
You blame Math Hoffa?
I blame the culture. I blame niggas for allowing this hoe ass nigga to do this shit for so long. To people featuring on his songs, black people wanting to be a part. You know what I'm saying? Just be a part of the shit he got going on. If it wasn't for all the black people that featured on songs with him, it wouldn't be no Fat Joe. Ain't nobody checking out for Fat Joe. And niggas and shit allowing this whole ass nigga to use the word nigga in New York.
That's what I was mad at, fam. Cause down here, you ain't never heard a Pitbull. You ain't never heard none of our Spanish artists. Who have you heard talk like that?
Broke niggas. And he calling niggas bro. He disrespecting niggas and he ain't a nigga in front of niggas. Nigga barely can walk with them knock knees and shit and talking shit. Fam, this shit crazy.
That was disrespectful, fam. I ain't like that. Like, and you know what? Sometimes you got to get punched in your mouth. You know, when I got punched, I was in middle school, fam. I got punched in my mouth trying to just be a badass and on the basketball court. But that was the best thing to happen to me because I had to get, sometimes you need to get chastised. You got to understand what's going on. Bam. And then you going to know how to, okay, I got to position myself right. This is what Fat Joe needed. He needs some kind of chastising to know that it may don't have to be physical, but he needs to understand that, man, I just can't be mouthing off at a culture like this. I gotta have some respect.
At the age he is, fam. At the age,
right? Because he hasn't chastised. He wasn't chastised yet. They didn't do a good job of him up there in New York of making sure, fam. When I went to like in school, we made it because of the area that we was in. We felt like this was a plantation area that our great grandmothers used to. This was a plantation camp. When we went to school and it was other ethnicities there, we let it know that we them tough ones. We the ones that sit at the table.
Yeah, y'all gotta go.
Everybody want to be like us.
Yeah, we ain't for play. Y'all gotta go over there. Y'all might have to sit cross-leg on the floor today because we ain't tolerating that. You know, not to take shots at New York because I love Nas. I love
New York too. Yeah.
I love the city of New York. But y'all been taking L's this year. From the migrant crisis to the migrants taking over y'all city. From Diddy on Nasty Time. From Jay-Z on Nasty Time. From y'all having this Puerto Rican ass nigga. I done called him a nigga. Fat Joe up here just being totally disrespectful to black people in totality. And I want to go back in time a little bit when Versus was popping and play this clip of what Fat Joe had to say about Vita and Lil Mo.
You're getting your ass whipped right now on TV. This is up. If you know we're hip-hop, make some motherfucking noise. New York, where the you at? Hey, yo, you had to bring Remy to save you. This is pathetic. You got all the mother dusty bitches. Hey, yo, let's go. Let's go. Hold on. Let's not go back. Hey, yo, check this out. Hey, yo, Crack. Just the fact that Remy had to come out to save you. Every fucking song got a feature, John. Hold up, Crack. I didn't see nobody come. Y'all seen somebody come out here with me? Oh, them I've been either. You gotta go to the crack house to find them bitches. Hold up, but let me tell you something, Crack. I've been either. You gotta go to the crack house to find them bitches. Hold up.
Too much, man. They giving him too much, man.
He been spewing foolishness. I ain't gonna go too hard on Fat Joe. We don't even have to say nothing else, fam. We really don't have to say nothing else, to be honest with you. He called black women dusty women that Ja Rule, you had to go get them girls out the crack house so they could perform on Versus with you. You had to get them dusty bitchs out the crack house, nigga. That's somebody mama, fam.
For real, fam.
That's a street nigga daughter.
Right. I don't know how he got away with all this, but I seen another clip where a black man said he was a very light-skinned individual and he was around a bunch of Latinos in New York. He was with Fat Joe. And Fat Joe came to him thinking that he's, Puerto Rican. He like, man, we got to get at those niggas, man, because they taking over. Like, he was pretty much trying to make all of the, Latinos come together and say, "Hey man, we got to take over," because they getting it over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he come around to black people, and then he's like trying to be all, cool, like we together, niggas, we niggas. So it's like I can see the trickery that he was playing on the whole town. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you clear, fam. It's interesting, man. Because up there, it's a multitude of cultures. It's Latinas, it's Jamaicans, and it's just a multitude of cultures. It ain't even that many black people in New York. Like when I visit New York or Miami, it trips me out that it's not black and white people there. Like the majority. Because majority of America is black and white. But in New York and Miami, the majority of the people in those cities is not black and white. So
it's Spanish.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. It's Spanish, or they could be Italian, Chinese, Irish. It's just a whole multitude of people. You know what I'm saying? So I just be tripping off of that, man. But in closing, I just want to say, man, Fat Joe, you a hoe ass nigga, man, and I ain't listening to none of your music no more, fam.
He canceled for right now, fam. If he don't put he gotta say, "I'm sorry, I apologize for this." He gotta really come out for the culture, man, and let us know like how you feel. Like how does make us feel that you respect us. Until then, yeah, man, he canceled in my eyes.
I got another tape too. What do you think about him being the executive producer for the BET Hip Hop Awards? Look at that, Black Entertainment's Hip Hop Awards.
The way he disrespecting the culture, I don't think he needs to have nothing to do with the hip hop culture if it refers to black people. You saying nigga, I don't want to hear you say nigga no more. I'm like Kendrick on that with you. We gonna put you with Drake. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more. I don't care how cool you feel you was with niggas.
Yeah.
And I don't want you a part of anything that got to do with black people because of how you speaking, bro. You get what I'm saying?
You know what's fucked up about that though, fam? At the end of the day,
yeah,
BET ain't even owned by niggas though, no more. So we don't even have power to make the decision of who we want to be in control of hip hop. I think, man, if niggas don't tighten up and unify, I say it all the time, niggas don't tighten up and unify, 20 years down the road, they gonna be saying that Eminem created hip hop.
That's crazy. Yeah, because ain't nobody gonna know. Hey, you can easily erase history, fam.
Easily. Think about rock and roll. Black folks created rock and roll. I'm from Tennessee. Black folks created country music. Black folks created, they give what's that damn liquor? Uncle Nearest created it though, but Jack Daniels.
Right.
Black folks created whiskey. But they erase history and say Jack Daniels was the creator of whiskey when Uncle Nearest was the one who helped the white man create it. They got a whole book, a history of Uncle Nearest and Jack Daniels, how Uncle Nearest taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey.
How to make it.
Yeah, but they erase history though, fam, and we can't allow Fat Joe
to keep letting people doing this. Yeah.
I just want to be a platform to be able to, if somebody look at this video 30 years down the line, to say that Kool Herc created hip hop, Grandmaster Flash created hip hop, but they was influenced by niggas in the community that never made it. They are the popular names that was the people invested in to show the world. But the people,
but it was way more people, right?
Yeah,
in the trenches,
that never made it in the community is the creators of hip hop, and those was African Americans and Latinas and Jamaicans contributed to the culture, but they didn't create the culture. You can contribute to it, but you didn't create it, and that's all I gotta say, fam.
So what would you give them at? Would you say it would be like a 95%, 5%? Or would you say black is like 99%, 100%, and then we can't even give y'all an honorable mention? Like, what would you say, like, for somebody from another culture, you being in the hip hop game for long, what would you say would be a good number, percentage wise? Would you say
to give to Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans?
Yeah, or people from outside the culture who could create, because there's nobody else that do that. But what would you say? Like, what would you give them? You know what I mean? What credit would you give them?
0. Off top, I'm giving y'all 0%. 0. Because we got to think about the influential factor.
Right.
Nobody want to be like Fat Joe. Fat Joe dressed like niggas from the block.
Right.
Fat Joe talk like niggas from the block. Fat Joe doesn't have no influence on nobody. Busta Rhymes don't have influence. Don't nobody want to be these hoe ass niggas. They want to be what they seen from the street that we created. They want to be like us. They want to be like the black man. We create and influence everything, but we don't reap the reward from it.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Them niggas want to be like us. He got into collecting shoes and shit because he seen niggas in the street do it. You know what I'm saying? But he just had the money to do it because of the job that he had obtained.
Opportunity.
Yeah, but the culture is created through us. They want to look like us. They want to smell like us. They want to taste like us. Kim Kardashian got ass and shit because she wanted to be like the black woman. They get big lips because they want to be like the black woman. Now they getting slim and trim because the black woman is working out and in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I done got passionate about this though, fam. But at the end of the day, fuck Fat Joe, man. And I don't even be cussing like that. Fuck that nigga, man.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, it's up with him right now, fam. I don't appreciate it. I feel like he canceled.
Yeah.
I need an apology. You know?
ASAP.
And I need some donations to black organizations. You know,
Yeah.
Jews will do you.
Yeah.
Bro, you see how they did Kyrie?
Yeah.
I need something like that. I need you to say, give me an apology. I need you to take some classes.
Yeah.
You need to understand this black culture. You
Yeah.
need to get, we got to reprogram you. That's how they did Kyrie, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Fat Joe, you're done for. Now we got to get into something else. Let's get off Fat Joe, fam. I done got too hyped up.
Real.
We got 2 more topics, fam. We already an hour in. I didn't even think we was gonna be going this crazy.
We good, man. We good.
It's good.
What you got?
Business Insider.
Oh yeah, I couldn't wait for this one, fam.
Put the piece out.
For real. Mm-hmm.
The Marshmallow nigga, Chris Brown, Lil Wayne. The state of finances in the United States. The state of gluttony and just spending money, and you know, it's just a lot going on, fam. You put a video out recently about the government spending and what was they doing that day? I forgot, fam. You mean
the government shutdown?
It was about to be a shutdown. But they did something to stop the shutdown.
Yep, they were about to shut down and cut all government assistance off as far as Medicaid, Medicare, Section 8, all of that stuff, you know.
I think folks need to tighten up right now.
Exactly.
Like the people.
Because if that plug get pulled, what are you gonna do? You know? For real.
Just think about this though, fam. Like, America is already trillions of dollars in debt. It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're gonna have to shut down, or we're gonna have to go to war. And looking at these drones and all of this, I really don't think it's gonna be a physical war no more. I think it's too many sweet niggas. And look at us, we on this dang on podcast, all comfortable and shit at the house with the air or the heat blowing and fresh. I don't think people are ready for war no more. Me looking, I think it's going to be a technology thing, and I just think that the finances and people that's living off of government assistance and government help, they need to tighten up and get that shit together, man. For real, because it's going to be a shutdown eventually, fam.
But like that Business Insider said, fam, these entertainers, right? Because they challenge me. Because if you look at it, if we look at the Section 8 and stuff, these entertainers are spending taxpayers' dollars. Like they're contributing their, you know, expenses and their stuff to taxes. The people are paying for it. You get what I'm saying? So that may be bigger what these celebrities and people with money is doing may be a bigger expense for us paying rather than what you said as far as, the Section 8 and all of that, the little Medicare
That
and
is
that,
true. Because that is not affecting the total United States budget like the abuse of the federal resources of these celebrities and stuff taking millions out of it. Those folks want $50, $100. You got 300,000 folks or 3 million folks that's on government assistance. That's
right.
It's not hurting as bad as we would want it to perceive it to be, but this inflation could be due to the abuse of these federal resources. I want to read this thing though, but before I read it, I want to talk about, like, sometimes I be going in on the Democrats, and it seems like I be supporting what Trump done financially. But now it's a time that I can talk about Trump and some of the decisions that he made that was bad. That was real bad. Like, think about that. Like, he was in office when this happened. And he used $300 million to give to the celebrities to be able to continue to do what they was wanting to do. Was that a good decision, fam?
I don't think it was just celebrities, fam. I think it was business. If you had a LLC, right? And a lot of people didn't take, because I wasn't in taking loans then. I was like, I got a cash flow and I don't want to be on people. Even though they gave you 30,000, like they gave you 30,000 just to have for, if your business stopped. I remember getting that 30,000, but a lot of people were doing a lot of fraudulent stuff. But still, I feel like Trump, I can't say if it was needed or not, fam. I mean, with everybody, I don't know, but he definitely started pulling that money out. He pulled a lot of people got a lot of money.
He pulled that money out, boy. He pulled it out, boy. Yeah.
I don't know if it's bad or good, because, bro, my dad was like, man, if he send one more check, man, he gonna get my vote forever. So a lot of people in the streets, money talks, man. When you got some money and you sending that money,
but that money could be the reason why. Man, I went to the grocery store, man, just now and spent $50 on some good bread and pesto, a cheap bottle of wine, and some vegan cheese. That's all.
Yeah.
4
now,
items.
Being vegan, we spend a lot more money than a regular people who not eating healthy. It's crazy, but
I don't think pesto and bread, fam, just a little jar of pesto shouldn't be $6. And a loaf of this bread that I don't know, it shouldn't be 10. And the wine was just 20. And then the vegan cheese was $8. I'm like, damn, this ain't even, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it was expensive, but could this be a reflection of
from that,
the inflation?
It could be, fam.
Let me read the thing, man.
It could be, fam, but us people.
My fault.
Go ahead.
No, my fault. Keep going. Us people.
I was saying, us as black people, we want them to spend money on us. You feel me? Black people, because we want. Send us money. People in the hood want that. Spend that check. You sending all that money over there to Ukraine. Send us the money. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I want the money, but at the end of the day, damn, man. I don't know, fam.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one, because I'd rather get the money and do something with it rather than that. We ain't even seeing it. I mean, but I'm speaking from a level of my culture and how broken we are. So,
and they ain't gonna send us a chunk. They're gonna send it to us piece by piece. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the
problem, fam.
Let me read the clip though, fam. Let me read. I'm reading it to you first. Part of I ain't gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna read the part where it said an abuse of federal resources. Then I'm gonna play the Chris Brown spending habits and the Lil Wayne spending habits, and we're gonna give our take on it. But the money came from a program called the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant, signed into law by Trump in 2020 and championed by lawmakers including Senator Chuck Schumer It was established as a lifeline for struggling independent venues and arts groups during the pandemic. But pop stars used the program as a piggy bank to keep the party going. Reporting by Business Insider shows, the stars' spending took place against a backdrop of massive pandemic relief fraud. The Paycheck Protection Program and economic injury disaster loans gave out as much as $200 billion in suspected false claims. Losses that combine with false unemployment benefit claims amount to what the FBI has called the largest fraud in history. Compared with those better-known programs, the shutter venue operators granted had relatively strict eligibility requirements. Still, accounting firms and money managers soon realized their stadium-filling musician clients might be eligible for grant money via their loan-out companies. Corporate entities used to handle the business of touring, grants awarded to clients of one high-powered entertainment business management firm totaled at least $207 million. By previously reported itself collected more than $7 million by helping its clients obtain the grants. NKSFB's management partner, Mickey Siegel, didn't respond to requirements for comment. The firm's lawyer, Brian Freeman, said NKSFB doesn't comment on its clients' finances. Grantees received up to $10 million that they could spend on certain ordinary and necessary expenses for their entertainment businesses. They had to make good faith statements to the Small Business Administration, which oversaw the program, that the grant was necessary to support the loan out company's ongoing operations, and show that the company's revenue had fallen by at least 25% between one quarter of 2019 and the same quarter of 2020. You know what's crazy, fam? Like, if a catastrophe happened in America, the average American can't survive 3 weeks financially.
Damn, fam.
Not a month. Niggas don't have a month's worth of money. If you got $1,500, $2,000 mortgage, $1,000 a month on food, $500 a month on gas, and shit, niggas don't have a month's worth of money saved up. Niggas don't have $5,000 saved up, fam. Not just niggas, but just Americans in general.
Americans in general, but mainly niggas. Definitely, if Americans, 99% of them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what our concern is. So listening to that,
right?
It's just interesting that even the celebrities needed a bailout.
I don't think they needed a bailout.
They just took
Because
advantage.
I think that they didn't have reality can't hit them, so they could get money. You know what I mean? You know, so they could continue this bull crap that they doing, and you know, so with somebody in the bottom, you know, reality hit them. They really got to change how they spend, and something has to change. You know, but
yeah, I don't know though. Fam.
I don't know, man.
I think Lil Wayne kind of needed a bailout. I
think he was. You think it was down bad? Yeah.
You know me, I'm gonna tell you something that caught me slipping when I first started getting a piece of money in a legal realm. No matter how much money you got,
right,
your living expenses is gonna match what you got. So Lil Wayne got a Bugatti, $1 million car. The world's perception is that these people buying this shit cash.
Right.
He got $15 million house in Los Angeles. He got a $5 million house in Miami. The world's perception is these niggas buying this shit cash. That's not true, fam. They're doing the same thing we doing. They're getting loans.
Monthly payment.
You got $90,000 a month. If you ain't making $90,000 a month, you know what type of time it is. They're gonna take all this stuff back from you. That's, you know, at one point in time, people was criticizing at what Lil Wayne and Young Money and Nicki and all of them. They was criticizing Jay-Z for not making him a part of the Super Bowl celebration and the halftime show. But Jay-Z
Right.
bailed Lil Wayne out one time in taxes. Did you hear about that?
I heard. I heard about it. Yeah.
He spent $7 million in taxes because Lil Wayne always been funny with money. Cash Money sold 1 billion records, and them niggas don't got no liquid money, fam. They got money, but they don't got money. You know what I'm saying? They done spent it all. We remember the lifestyle that they was living, $3 million chains, this over here, that over there, these houses, we buying 10 cars today. You know what I'm saying? They wasted and blew that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they got to be able to keep up. They got to stay lit to be able to keep up with $100,000 a month in bills. 200,000. You got to pay your manager. You got to pay the people on the road. You got to pay the show. You got to pay $100,000 a month in mortgage. You got to pay this and pay that. You spending, man, I couldn't imagine $15,000 just popping out my account every day like that.
Damn.
You know, there's
that not knowing the value of a dollar, man. And I fell for that too, man. I had to get educated. We all live and we learn, but at their age, as of 2019, what I'm saying is they should have been more sharper. I feel, you know, but they're entertainers. You know what I mean? They're not analyzing things, studying like we doing. We trying to get better. They're trying to perform. They're trying to make income. That's only where their mind at. You know what I mean? Let an accountant take care of it. You know,
and the accountant taking advantage of them. But let's read what Lil Wayne did with this $10 million that he had obtained from the government. I want to read it to you, fam. So, he settled a debt with ex-manager Cortez Bryant for $2.14 million. Commissions to his then manager, Mac Main, for $1.71 million. So he owed them niggas, fam.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying them when he was making money. So he used this grant money to pay off what he already owed them niggas. $1.35 million in private jets. Lawyers at Grubman Shire, a half a ticket. Accountants at NKSFB, a half a ticket. A half a ticket on outfits, on clothes. I'm spending $500,000. But I ain't even gonna keep reading all the other stuff. What really caught my attention is that they said he spent $14,000 on a mysterious woman.
Women.
How did they get all of this information though, fam? A mystery woman, fam.
Why would they label it like that? Was it a video vixen? Let me know what it is, man. You know what I mean? But
now, and then you got Cam Newton talking about he throwing $15,000-$20,000.
Yeah, God.
Man, isn't it? We should have named this podcast "Gluttonous Behavior," man, because folks doing crazy stuff with that money. Let's see how Chris Brown spent his money, fam. So Chris Breezy, he gave himself $5 million. He spent 1.3 on insurance. He gave his manager $800,000. He gave accountants at NKSFB $500,000. His lawyers at Grubman Shire, a half a ticket. Crew payroll, $380,000. Celebrity basketball tournament, $179,000. His birthday party, $78,000. And everything else, $1 million. What is everything else, though? You know, this is crazy, fam. This is crazy.
We don't got no line in there for the people. You know, we was talking about something that where if we had 100,000 brothers putting in, I mean, you know, even a certain amount of money, we don't even have nothing that where like the Jewish communities got and the Indian communities got, where they, you know, they pull their resources together.
Yeah.
We should have something that y'all should be. I mean, if we gonna do it like this, you know, the culture can use it. You know, can use some of their funds, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, man.
You paying lawyers, you paying all these crooked lawyers and these women, mysterious women.
And you
need
ain't
something
give,
for the culture.
You didn't give nothing back to Holly Grove. You didn't build no community center, no library. You didn't give nobody $500,000 to Lil Shay Shay scholarship at Grambling University, LSU. None of that shit, nigga.
Damn. That's crazy thinking about that. The money they touching and they ain't, yeah. But hey, I can't tell nobody what to do with their money. I just would, hope that they would understand that the culture is in need. But that's why I take an approach on, I want to do it myself. I don't want to say these guys ain't do it because, I don't understand their situation. They may not be as knowledgeable as we are.
Because we older too, man.
And
we trying to be knowledgeable.
So I kind of gotta, what I'm saying? If I ain't doing it, I can't really knock nobody for not doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But we ain't attained the finances to be held accountable for it. They didn't give us $8 million though.
You right.
Yeah,
you right.
Yeah, they didn't give us $8 million. I wanna end the podcast off, fam, and with Tony Busby. I'm looking for it right now though, and
Tony Busby, man.
You know who Tony Busby is, don't you?
Yeah, the lawyer. He going through a chess match with Jay-Z right now, and
I don't even have to.
I don't even think Jay-Z is winning this battle right now. To be honest, even though that stuff came out about Tony Busby.
Yeah. Talk to me.
I feel like what he presented, he's suing Jay-Z for them trying to bribe people, paying them $10,000 to sue him. I think he got Jay-Z looking a little bad right now, man.
Yeah, Jay-Z is in turmoil because he's putting out these statements, but we don't hear him verbally speaking. The people need to hear him speak. Behaviors and mannerism will tell on you. If he speaks, it'll be easily noticeable if he did those things or not, because we don't normally hear him speak. You can tell. They have people that do the mannerism. They see and they look in the eyes and all of that other type of stuff. If he speak, it'll be noticeable. But he's not speaking. He's just putting out statements.
Right, and he's not. He's a good rapper, but anytime Jay-Z doesn't seem, when he speaks, I heard him talk around Roger Goodell. And when he was speaking about black people kneeling or not, he just didn't even sound convincing to me as a black man. You get what I'm saying?
It was soulless, fam. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, you get me? Like when I hear brothers speak, bro, especially from the South, it's like I hear the passion, the care. I know that they really speaking from the culture, from the heart. When I hear Jay-Z speak, I don't feel that, fam. You get me?
I get you clear. It's just about money and shitting on niggas, and I'm doing better than you, and that type of behavior. It's not a consensus that I give a shit about the people, and I want the people to win and all of that. When he did speak to Roger Goodell, he said, "We over that kneeling shit. We over that.
Right,
we passed that." And I agree with him when we all passed that. But if you say that we passed that, what are we doing moving forward?
Nothing. Right.
Yeah, what are we doing moving forward? And that's just, you know what I'm saying, Tony. But even though they put out a thing that, to me, when I think about Diddy and Jay-Z, they creeps, fam. They are creeps. They are freaky ass niggas. They are people that got over people for finances and all of that. Right. But I'm not gonna speak bad over them when it comes to people like these lawyers and these white folks and these Tony Busby and these government officials and all of that, when they doing the same thing.
Right. Look at it like this. I want you to look at this scenario, because even blaming Jay-Z and Diddy. If you was on a plantation field, right, and they had the dudes who was in the field and upgraded them to a plantation supervisor or a plantation overseer, right, would you blame the plantation overseer, or would you still be mad at the slave masters who running the plantation? You get what I'm saying? Like, where would your frustration be at totally. But I get both. You get what I'm saying? I get it both. But it's like, who do you know what I mean? Do you go at your brothers? Do you go at them? Because I feel like I don't feel like these dudes is a representation of our culture for real. I think they are.
I
They got put on for a reason.
I don't even consider Jay-Z and Diddy as black people.
Right, like
because when I think about the United States structure with capitalism, I think about status and social status. They are not black, they are wealthy. That's what they define themselves as. Because we can't ride down Jay-Z Street right now. We're going to jail, nigga. We might get popped at by the police or whoever, you know what I mean, protecting that home at the moment. He ain't in no community where we can ride through and all of that. I ain't even in no community like that. Shit, you might get blasted riding through my community, but at the at the end of the day, it's just that I don't think that they identify with the culture. They talk good. You know what I'm saying? They try to speak for the culture and everything, but they don't identify with it. I wish I had this clip of Diddy talking about something too, though, man, right now, because it will go good with the conversation. But man, we just living we living in crazy times, fam.
For real. But before we close out on that, I want to ask you, what would you feel? What do you define somebody that really speaks for the culture, that really care for the culture? What is that like? What do you gotta see or what do you gotta hear from them that you know that, yeah, you know, you one of them ones. You caring about the culture, you really putting on. What is something you gotta do or something that you gotta see?
You gotta speak truth, no matter if it's good or bad, or if it feels good or if it affects you. It's two men that I really respect right now. That is highlighted, and they speak for the culture to me. You know, everybody criticized Dr. Umar Johnson for the school, but I like Dr. Umar Johnson because he just talked about Martin Luther King and what happened, and he gave a suggestion of a book to go read, and I'm about to go back and look at that video and go purchase that book immediately and have it delivered to my house in 2-3 days from Amazon. But Dr. Umar Johnson and Judge Joe Brown willing to put his life on the line by the shit he talking about. He the realest to me.
I got a lot of respect for Joe Brown. Just the fact of how he's, you know, you can't do nothing and say nothing out here until you have seen things. A lot of people ain't been in the situations in their career that they have been able to see certain things in white America, you know what I mean? Or the white supremacist America. So their mind don't have it like somebody like a Joe Brown. I remember me going to a meet. I was a dealer for this company, and I know I was the only black person there selling the water treatment. And it made me feel it made me feel for my people inferior. It made me feel like, man, we need something of our own. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you don't see it, if you ain't never put your position in seeing certain things, it's hard to be able to come to the people with something. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Experience.
And I feel like Judge Joe Brown got that, and he's willing to pour out from what he understands and what he knows, and we need more of that. Some people are sitting in these organizations and they ain't pouring nothing back into the culture. They not giving us the game.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. It's up to me and you. That's the problem now.
Yeah.
It's up to me and you. Judge Joe Brown, the last, fam. Thomas Sowell and all them boys and them people, they about to die, fam. It's up to me and you. We at the age right now, and if you listening to this podcast and you 45 years old, you need to be remembering everything, retaining information, reading books, because they're going to try to remove history. That's why I like the Fat Joe conversation. And it's going to, me and you, we're going to be 60 with gray beards. We need to embrace being old, keep growing our hair. I'm 44, fam, but still got a head full. I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And we need to be the ones that's learning and embracing shit and just being able to spread the knowledge, keeping our brains fresh. I like that both of us are vegans. We eat clean. We drink clean. I just got through drinking wine, butter wine and shit. And it's up to us. Because Judge Brown 80-something, fam. It's up to us.
You right. we gotta hold the torch now for the ancestors, man. That's our job, you know.
We gotta get in those books. We gotta listen to those elders. That's why I created the historically speaking section on the channel, because it's up to us, fam, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate us collaborating, always, and we just got to keep this going. We got to keep this going,
keep growing for it, man. So, hey, salute to the culture, health, wealth, better understanding the self. Praise to the Most High.
Let's do it.
You know how we do. What you say?
Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and we gone.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.